Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. Thanks for joining us today. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. And if you don't already subscribe to our YouTube channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you do subscribe, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I want to do a shout out to one of our subscribers, as I always do. Let me pull up his name. I would like to shout out Terrence Sullivan. Terrence Sullivan, thank you so much for subscribing to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Terrence Sullivan, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's get on to some of the stuff I want to talk about. I discussed Tessa Blanchard 2 or 3 podcasts ago that she was in negotiations with AEW. Apparently, she is no longer in negotiations with AEW, and AEW apparently is not interested in Tessa Blanchard. Here's 411 Mania reporting. It says during Tuesday's edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer commented on the report that originated with SES Scoops. That's where I got my information from, that AEW was in talks to sign former Impact World Champion Tessa Blanchard. The initial report stated that both Blanchard and her husband, Daga, were in talks to sign with All Elite Wrestling, with one source claiming it was all but a formality until the two wrestlers were signed. I reported exactly on that. That's exactly the article, as I said, that I reported from. According to Meltzer, AEW is not having talks with Tessa Blanchard. He stated, I do have to make mention before we go that AEW is not negotiating with Tessa Blanchard. I know people keep asking me about this, and in fact, there's nothing to it, so that's the deal. So PW Insider also weighed in on the story. According to Mike Johnson, per a number of sources in AEW, there have not been any discussions with either Blanchard or Daga, so neither of them will be debuting in AEW anytime soon. So Tessa Blanchard not negotiating with AEW. So SE Scoops, you fooled me. You fooled everybody. So I'm not sure where they got their information from, but apparently they're not. Well, they could be right, and Dave Meltzer could be wrong. Who knows? But there are two sources here saying that they're not negotiating. So it looks like, as it looks right now, and I've seen a couple of reports that back this story. So they're not negotiating right now with AEW, and Tessa Blanchard still without a home. And I also looked up NXT. I know they had a big promo for Diamond Mine. There's a lot of rumors going around going that this is going to be Tessa Blanchard because she wears a diamond on her ring attire. But WWE NXT said there's nothing new with Tessa Blanchard. We're not in negotiations with Tessa Blanchard, which brings me to this. If AEW isn't negotiating, and NXT is not interested in negotiating with Tessa Blanchard, I think Impact Wrestling should jump in here and have a conversation with Tessa Blanchard, put everything behind them that's happened in the past and sign Tessa Blanchard. Yeah, I think Impact Wrestling should jump on this. People are going to say, oh, they left on bad blood. Tessa Blanchard, she wouldn't drop the title, blah, blah, blah. New Japan Pro Wrestling forgave Impact Wrestling for the whole Kazuchika Okada debacle from years ago. And people were saying it was never going to happen. Things happen in wrestling. It's forgive and forget. Move on. I think Impact Wrestling should jump in here before AEW and NXT, they maybe change their mind or they want to start negotiating with Tessa Blanchard. They should jump in there, sign her. Just think of the main event marquee match. Deonna Purrazzo defending the Knockouts title against Tessa Blanchard. Ooh, just think about that match. Oh my gosh, that would be a main event anywhere in the world. So I think Impact Wrestling should jump in here, forgive and forget, have a discussion with Tessa Blanchard. If they want to bring Daga back as well. But I think they should have that discussion with Tessa Blanchard and bring her back in and give us that marquee main event match. But we'll see what happens. All this reporting here, it could be announced tomorrow that AEW signs Tessa Blanchard. It could be announced tomorrow that NXT signs Tessa Blanchard. You never know, but it'd be great if Impact Wrestling could somehow get in there and just make amends with Tessa Blanchard, and we get that marquee matchup of Deonna Purrazzo against Tessa Blanchard for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts title. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. So moving on, Chris Jericho wants Samoa Joe in AEW. Chris Jericho said he would love to see Samoa Joe in AEW. WrestlingInc.com reporting says Chris Jericho sat down with the New York Post to promote Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. Jericho was asked about AEW getting validation for the increase in ratings since the end of Wednesday Night Wars, and Jericho confirmed they had, while once again pointing out this wasn't a war they were looking for. Let me scroll down to the Samoa Joe parts because okay, he says obviously he's asked about talent that he would like to see in AEW, and he says obviously the one name that stands out as an established main event heavyweight champion guy is Samoa Joe. Those guys have 3 months before they can go anywhere, but I love to see Joe in an AEW ring at some point. That's another dream match if you want to go there. I've never wrestled him. I think we had one little 3-minute shitty little match on Raw, and it was just kind of thrown away. And I didn't want to do it because I said this is the pay-per-view match, but that's the WWE style. I think Joe and Jericho, Joe and Omega, Joe with Cody, Joe with basically any name here is a money match. Jericho will headline this week at AEW Dynamite. I'm just thinking Chris Jericho against Samoa Joe. That would be a tremendous match. I'm thinking Samoa Joe against Kenny Omega. That would be a tremendous one as well. There's a lot of possibilities there. And Chris Jericho wanting Samoa Joe in AEW. And I know that a lot of promotions are going to want him. I know I can see Impact Wrestling. He has history with TNA. Impact Wrestling, I can see Impact Wrestling making a play. I can see Ring of Honor making a play for Samoa Joe. There's history. Samoa Joe has history with Ring of Honor. But AEW will be the one promotion that could pay Samoa Joe the most money. If he's looking for money and not only pay him the most money, it could give him some marquee matches as well, as Jericho said, against Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, I think Darby Allin, Brian Cage will be a tremendous match for Samoa Joe. Adam Page. There's so many potential great matches for Samoa Joe in AEW. So Chris Jericho says he wants love to see Samoa Joe in AEW. I'm sure Samoa Joe has read the article or he's heard about that, and I'm sure right now he's thinking AEW might be a good place for me to go. Again, they could definitely pay him the most money, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Samoa Joe end up in AEW. Okay, so let's move on. Will Ospreay and Shingo Takagi had one freaking dynamite hell of a fantastically awesome, outstanding match at Dantaku. Holy freaking smoke. What a match. What a match. It was like about 44 minutes long, and it was just from start to finish absolutely outstanding. I'm giving it 5 freaking stars. It was just fantastic. Both wrestlers are so freaking talented, but in the end, it was Will Ospreay who retained. He kept the title, defeated Takagi, and now he's going on to May 29th at the Tokyo Dome to take on Kazuchika Okada. He's defending the title against Kazuchika Okada May 29th at Tokyo Dome. Fingers crossed that nothing's canceled due to COVID. I know there are a number of shows have been canceled due to COVID. Actually, on this show here, a lot of matches were the Junior Heavyweight Championship match between El Desperado and Yo was canceled, and some matches were rearranged due to COVID-19 scare. A COVID-19 scare, from what I was reading, so they changed some of the matches. But May 29th, right now, Kazuchika Okada getting a shot at Will Ospreay for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, and that, my friends, as great as this match was against Takagi, that match against Okada is going to be even better than this one. I think it has the potential to be even better. My goodness, I'm just my heart just thinking about the match. My heart's just like beating really fast. It was just such a fantastic match. It's definitely a must see match. Yeah, you have to see the match. You have to see the match. It's a long match, 44 minutes long, but Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Just fantastic. Just freaking fantastic. Wow. Okay. One more thing I want to point out. Eva Marie is apparently returning to WWE, and a lot of people are upset at that. Probably people are upset at saying, "Oh, they released Samoa Joe, they released Mickey James, they released the Iconics, and they signed Eva Marie." All I all I need to say to that is, hey, you have no control over who they sign. If they choose that they want to sign Eva Marie, if they want to they want to release some good talent and bring in Eva Marie, who really didn't quite make it the first time. I heard she was training rigorously for the past couple of years, so maybe she's improved. I know I read she's coming back to Raw. Maybe she's improved, but hey, give her a chance. That's all I would say. Yeah, everyone deserves a chance. Everyone deserves a chance. They signed her. Nothing you can do about it. You want to complain about it? Complain about it. That's fine. But there's nothing you could do about it. And just give her an opportunity. Give her a chance. See how it goes. Who knows? Maybe 2 months down the road, she'll be released as well. But maybe again, 2 months down the road, she might have the WWE women's title around her waist. You never know. But just give her an opportunity. Give her a chance. Like I said, I don't watch the WWE, so I don't really to me, it doesn't make a difference to me either way. But if you do watch the WWE, just give her an opportunity. I've seen a lot of just want to point that out because I see a lot of negative posts on social media about her. Just give her a chance. Just give her a chance. That's all I got to say. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. And stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.